Hi Taurus, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be for the October 2022 month ahead. This is a dynamic month ahead, Taurus, especially for you and Scorpio, since we are entering eclipse season by the end of the month at October 25th. To be exact, we will have that partial solar eclipse, new moon in Scorpio, and then we will move to your eclipse in November. So very important time for Tauruses and Scorpios. But before I get all into the month of October, welcome. If this is your first time here, this is where we talk about astrology, see what the aspects are that are going on in the world, or up above, as they say, as above, so below. So whatever is happening up in the heavens affects us here on earth, as well as we pull some tarot cards to see what the energies are that we're working with, what they tell us, what messages we intuitively can resonate with. So thank you very much, Taurus, for coming. October is a really dynamic month, not only for the eclipse season, but before we even get to that, we have a lot going on. We have 3 planets that are going direct this month. Mercury goes direct October 2nd in the sign of Virgo. Pluto turns direct in Capricorn on the 8th, and then on the 23rd, Venus moves into Scorpio, the sun moves into Scorpio, and on that same day, Saturn turns direct in Aquarius. So lots of energy going on, as if the eclipse wasn't enough, as if the planets going direct, those 3 planets going direct wasn't enough. We also have a Saturn square Uranus. It's the 3rd one of 2022. It is a lot going on in October. So Taurus, please make sure, refer back to those important dates down in the description below, or you can look at the first screen in this video. You will see those important astrology dates. Check with those throughout the month of October, even before October begins, so you can kind of plan what you need to do based on the energies, and also take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs. Okay, all right, so we're gonna pull 8 cards, 2 for each week of the month, Taurus, and let's get right into it. So for the first week of the month, we have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse that first week, as well as the 2 of Pentacles. So possibly something dealing with your finances, something that you have put into motion, maybe a project that you're working on. Maybe some of you will be looking for a new job, or looking for prospects from a new job. That second week of the month, you do have the 6 of Wands, so maybe getting praise for something you've done. And you have the 8 of Wands in reverse. So interesting that you have all Pentacles the first week. Second week, you have all Wands. So the third week, you do have the Knight of Wands in reverse, as well as the 7 of Swords in reverse. And I will tell you right away that this third week is that dynamic week of the month where all the happenings are happening. That October 23rd, time of the sun moving into Scorpio, Venus moving into Scorpio, Aquarius, or the Saturn in Aquarius moves direct. So lots going on. And then 2 days later is that eclipse in Scorpio. The 4th week of the month, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. And lastly, you have the 3 of Swords. So interesting energies here, Taurus, because you kind of have a mixed bag. You have the Pentacles, you have Wands, you have Swords. The only thing you don't have are Cups. So that's kind of interesting. You don't really have any emotional energy like playing out this month, and you only have this one major arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune. So let's just take it week by week, Taurus. So that first week of the month, when we have Mars, we have Mercury, Mercury turning direct in Virgo on October 2nd, as well as that Saturn square Uranus October 3rd through 6th, Pluto turning direct in Capricorn on the 8th, and then we have a full moon in Aries on the 9th. So this first few weeks, especially that first week, you could find, Taurus, that you are dealing with something, dealing with your money, your resources, maybe how you're feeling about your self-worth with this Seven of Pentacles, something you've planted maybe long ago. You're really waiting for it to fruition or to seed. And this Two of Pentacles seems like you have a decision to make about possibly an offer that comes in, possibly 2 different job offers, or possibly you're juggling whether you should continue on this route of maybe entrepreneurship, or possibly, you know, doing the traditional 9-to-5, working with someone else or working for someone else. Looks like those could be themes at the beginning of October. As we move into that second week, Taurus, we have the 6 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. And by the time we get to that second week of October, we are looking at Mercury moving into Libra, Sun trining Saturn, Mars squares Neptune, and then Mercury actually exits its retrograde shadow. So this is a really great energy. This looks like you are being congratulated for a job well done. This could be stemming from a job offer, or possibly you're being celebrated for some type of resources that you brought into your community. But there's lots going on. Those 8 of Wands means like text messages, emails, maybe you're having a lot of conference calls, but there's a lot of movement going on, Taurus, that second week of the month. And it makes sense, especially with Mercury now out of its retrograde shadow. You might get a lot of messages that maybe were slowed down during Mercury retrograde in September, but now it looks like things are picking up with that 8 of Wands. Just be careful with all of the messages. Make sure you're really doing your due diligence and making sure you're reading through everything properly. With the 8 of Wands in reverse, sometimes it means you get lots of information coming through, but you're not really following through, or maybe you get overwhelmed by all the information coming in. By the time we get to the third week, like I said, this is the dynamic week of October for the collective, for everyone on Earth, just because there's so many aspects going on at this time. October 22nd, we actually have Sun conjunct Venus. The day before, on the 19th, the Sun squares Pluto. Saturn turns direct in Aquarius on the 23rd, as well as the Sun and Venus move into Scorpio. And then 2 days later, on the 25th of October, we do have a new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. And to me, already I can see there's lots of fiery and air energy here. So to me, it looks like something is getting fueled up. There's some kind of conversation that maybe gets you a little heated. I'm not sure if it's about deception, or someone has been hiding something, or someone's been trying to get away with something. There definitely is some kind of fiery energy with that Knight of Wands, where you're really like ready to go, ready to almost like defend maybe your state or your point of view. So just watch that energy, Taurus, because as we get into the end of the month, that's when we do have Mercury then moving into Scorpio and Mars retrograde in Gemini. So this type of energy is not the best energy to try and prove your point or try to beat someone down to understand where you're coming from. So just keep that in mind. And you can see how quickly the energies changed from a more celebratory, maybe financial job news, to like now there's this more fiery, have to get your point across energy by the time we get to the end of the month. And then by the time it's the last week of October, Taurus, you do have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Three of Swords. Now, the Wheel of Fortune can mean sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. This could be some unfortunate news coming in with that Three of Swords. It could be mental energy of something like you are disappointed in something that you've heard or you've been thinking about, or some communication around you. But remember, the Wheel of Fortune doesn't always have to be in one direction. You might be able to turn it in a different direction, and maybe this Three of Swords is more of a healing energy. It all depends on how you look at it, how you approach the situation, and how you handle or react, okay? So I do think, Taurus, that once we get to the end of the month with Mercury moving into Scorpio, this could be some energy of information that comes through that you weren't expecting that leads to this Three of Swords. But I think that I'm really confident with this Wheel of Fortune because it feels like you could take it as negative or you could take it as positive. So just keep that in mind as you go through October. So Taurus, as you can see, there's a lot going on in October. I think that if you take your time throughout the month, make sure you're just really finding out for yourself like what resonates with you, and make sure you're not getting caught up in any hype or gossip or that type of thing in this energy here in that third week. I think you're going to be good, but do make sure and listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign videos on Scorpio Soul Time just to get a better energy or better vibe of what's going on holistically with you. Okay, I hope y'all have a great October ahead, and I'll talk to you later.